Hello there, and happy almost end of October. It's hard to believe, and there is so much going on in immigration, as you probably know, that I had a very difficult time deciding what I was going to talk to you about in this video. But I finally settled an adjustment of status because it's such an amazing process. So many foreign nationals, that's the end goal, to obtain a green card so that they can live, work, play in the United States. And we're filing quite a few of those right now because of what happened with the Visa Bulletin. So in this video, what I'm going to try to focus on is some of the questions that I have received about the adjustment of status, and that would be of help to you, I should say. I also want to make sure that you also know that we have several resources relating to the adjustment of status process, and we're going to link to those below. One of them is a more expanded video on the fundamentals of adjustment of status. So if you are going through that process or will be going through that process, I encourage you to watch that video. Again, it's longer and in a lot more detail. The other resource that I'm going to have for you is frequently asked questions about how the Visa Bulletin works. It is a complicated process, like many of the immigration processes. But if you are going through the adjustment of status, it is something that you need to understand. So again, those are additional resources that are going to be there for you as links to this newsletter. So as to what I want to tell you today about the adjustment of status, I'm going to focus on three things. One of the questions that I'm being asked is how is this happening? We have more than 120,000 green card visas that have been reallocated to the employment-based category. That has not happened in history that I know since we have this Visa Bulletin process. And what happened is, as a result of COVID, there were over 120,000 family-based visas that were not used last year, and they were reallocated to the employment-based category. So the priority dates moved very quickly at the beginning of October, the government's fiscal year. And you may not know this, but there is a cap of 140,000 employment-based visas every year. So literally, by adding over 120,000, they have doubled. And that is why we're seeing the movement in the Visa Bulletin with the priority dates. So that's one thing that I wanted you to understand. Two, I'm getting a lot of questions about I'm an EB2, I'm current, my priority dates current under the EB3, should I downgrade? And some of you that have talked to me about this process know that I'm very conservative. We don't know how USCIS is going to be adjudicating these cases. We have filed a few of them with a lot of strategy and consideration as to various facts. So it's a very case-specific decision. I'm happy to know that, or to let you know that the ones that we have filed have been accepted, and the ones that we have filed and others have filed have been accepted by USCIS. So USCIS is accepting these downgrade cases. We were concerned that they were going to reject them, but for now they have been accepted, but we don't know, there have been no adjudications of these cases yet. We haven't seen any RFEs yet, but there is positive movement in these cases, and potentially the opportunity to do more very strategic downgrades in November. So my next thing that I'm going to talk to you about as I speak to you, this is I believe October 27th in the afternoon, after 3 o'clock. The November Visa Bulletin has not been released. This is again one of the most expected Visa Bulletins in history. We thought it was going to be October, but I think November is going to top it. In many years ago, before USCIS got involved, to the extent that they're involved right now, it religiously, the Visa Bulletin used to come out on the 15th of the month so we can pre-plan Well, now it's the 27th, still not here, and even when it's released, we won't know what dates USCIS or charts USCIS is going to use. We believe that there's going to still be an opportunity for people that are considering downgrading to some degree to downgrade in November and potentially December. And after that, the numbers and the priority dates are going to start to slow down. To what significance we won't know, but there will continue to be significant shifts, ups and downs, so the Visa Bulletin is going to be very critical. So those are the few things that I wanted to talk to you about. Again, additional resources, watch the adjustment of status video if you're going through this process, understand the Visa Bulletin, know that this is going to continue to shift, particularly between now and December. EV2 downgrades are being accepted. And actually something else that I wanted to say, if the other thing that we have seen in some very specific cases, employment base that have been waiting for their green card, some of them, very few, but it's happening, have received their green cards without an interview. So that's huge. That's a positive note, and I always want to end with a positive note. So happy Halloween, that is coming up. Thank you again for your support. I hope this video is helpful to you. And if you or someone you know can benefit from our services in business immigration, please reach out to me. Thanks.